Yes. It's been a while. It's been a while.
I wanted to ask you a question. You're one of the key voices in the satellite industry in Africa and of course globally. I want to ask, what are the opportunities that are on in the satellite industry for the next 5 to 10 years?
So let me start from African perspective. There's quite a lot of opportunities. We all know that in terms of the African market, in terms of a broadband perspective, satellite services is worth almost 2 billion. Broadcast is also worth almost probably more. And in the African market, broadband continues to drive it. Actually, LEO continues to drive it. The growth is above the global average. While in terms of broadcast, even though the global average, we're not seeing a lot of growth, in Africa, we are seeing a lot of growth in broadcast. For example, in Nigeria in June, we launched the digital switchover, which is allowing users, Nigerians, have free-to-air TV, watch free-to-air even on their mobile phones, over 100 channels. So we see the satellite services, specifically broadband, will drive growth in Africa, not necessarily ground services, not necessarily other verticals, but these are what are driving growth in the African market. So the next 0 to 5 years, that's likely what's going to be driving growth.
Beautifully answered. These are all exceptional milestones. However, Africa still has a significant connectivity gap. What role is the satellite industry playing to close this connectivity gap?
So even though about 50% or half of Africans are still not connected, the actual truth is that this next phase of connectivity are in difficult to reach terrains in Africa. Think about connectivity in the middle of an island, in a swamp, connectivity at the edge and border of towns. Those places will be difficult to solve using terrestrial. So using mobiles or using fiber, satellite starts to be an option. And one of the biggest challenges is the economic value in going to communities that are in small clusters where you don't have enough return on investment when you use terrestrial. Satellite starts to be the action. And definitely with direct to device, where you have devices connect to satellite, it will allow us to also carry traffic from edge towns, from rural communities using satellite. So I see satellite playing a key role in the next phase of Africa.
We've talked so much about the opportunities, but the part we do not talk about enough is the challenges. What are the challenges that the satellite industry is facing currently?
So the satellite industry on the African country, especially in Nigeria, continues to face challenges. Some of them are not limited to regulation, disruptive technology, and regulators deciding or trying to discover how best to regulate, having the right policies to balance all the use of technology or have some form of technical or technology neutrality. Funding in some cases, how can you use these technologies to reach rural areas and still have the right return on investment when they require capital or huge investment? So these things start to increase and amplify as the technology evolves faster. And of course, finally, talent. Talent can be a challenge.
I love the fact that you address the challenges that the satellite industry is facing head on, and you are quite honest about that. I wanted to say, for young Africans who want to build careers, who want to be part of the satellite company, who want to be part of the innovation that is happening in the satellite industry, what advice do you have for them at this very moment?
So young people interested in satellite industry, I think this is the right time. Why is the right time? We're having evolving technology like AI being applied to satellite, software-defined satellite. So it's creating new areas of interest, cyber security. So literally, there are so many options, being network engineers, operational engineers, even in non-technical engineering sectors like admin, finance, accounting, legal. It is an interesting time as Africa starts to expand its use of satellite, its deployment of satellite. This is a great time for you to be part of the industry. Now.
Yes, you can. This is my favorite part.
Go ahead, let's hear you out. Yes.
I love to see. Is there any major milestone, perhaps achievements that we are not aware of?
Okay, so I'll spill the tea, but only to you.
Yay!
We've always kept you guys up to date about what is happening in NIGCOMSAT. So yesterday was a phenomenal milestone. We got the Federal Executive Council approval for the deployment of the next phase of the 2 satellites. And you might ask, what does that mean? It means that we are now contractually in the right phase to start working with the manufacturers and the designers for the next phase of NIGCOMSAT 2A and 2B satellites. That's a great point to be.
Good news, Nigeria. This is beautiful, beautiful achievement. It's like spilling the tea with the tea. I love this.
Yes.